Work-life balance for coordinators. Work-life balance that keeps your department moving. Have you ever noticed how your day gets louder the moment you stop checking your inbox? And then you come back and everything needs you at once? In VFX, that pattern doesn't just affect your stress level, it affects your output. When your attention stays stuck on urgent pings, you schedule worse, you miss dependencies, and you end up firefighting instead of coordinating. Work-life balance in a VFX department isn't self-care as a nice-to-have. It's a workflow tool. If you protect your energy, you make clearer decisions, you follow up with the right people at the right time, and you keep your team from getting dragged into chaos. The goal is simple: you run your day on purpose, you disconnect long enough to actually reset, and you keep your happiness intact because a steady coordinator creates a steady pipeline. Victor A., 33, coordinator in training, felt this fast. He tried to power through after hours to catch up on messages and approvals. The next morning he missed 2 dependency notes in ShotGrid/Flow production tracking, a task list system we use to track every piece of work. He didn't miss them because he couldn't do the work, he missed them because he was tired and his follow-ups got sloppy. Once he started scheduling his day with firm cutoffs and building a real disconnect window, his mornings got cleaner and his review notes got sharper. The Happiness Guardrail, a daily disconnect plan that protects your output. The Happiness Guardrail is your rule set for scheduling your day so you stay effective and still go home. You don't need a complicated system. You need 3 things you control every day: a start routine that gets you moving, a set of check-in windows that keep you responsive without swallowing your life, a hard stop that forces recovery. This guardrail works because it removes the biggest coordinator trap: I'll just keep going until it's caught up. That mindset turns your day into a moving target, and a moving target wrecks both your attention and your sleep. When you sleep poorly, your follow-ups feel harsher, your decisions get slower, and you miss things you normally catch. Set your guardrail with concrete times, not vibes. Use your studio's actual hours and your team's review cadence. Then pick a consistent off-ramp time. Start with these materials. Keep it simple: your calendar, Google Calendar or Outlook, your ShotGrid/Flow production tracking task view, so you know what's truly pending, your email client, Gmail/Outlook, a short next morning priorities note you keep in one place. Step 1. Pick a firm end-of-day cutoff time. Choose a time you will stop doing coordinator work every day. For example, 6:30 p.m. You can adjust it based on studio needs, but you must keep it consistent enough that your brain trusts it. Step 2. Block your disconnect window for 30 to 60 minutes away from your workstation. Pick a time that usually lands between most messages are answered and the day is ready to hand off. For Victor A., it became 5:15 to 5:45 p.m. He left his desk, walked, grabbed food away from his screen, and didn't check email. Why this works: you give your brain a real reset. You stop carrying the day into your evening. You also come back with enough focus to send your end-of-day summary cleanly instead of rushing it. Step 3. Schedule your check-in windows so you still respond fast. Example windows for a coordinator in a typical VFX day: morning inbox sweep, 9 o'clock to 9:20 a.m., midday dependency sweep, 12:30 to 12:50 p.m., final email pass before disconnect, 4:40 to 5:10 p.m., end-of-day reporting time, 5:50 to 6:20 p.m., then you stop. Why this works: artists and supervisors don't need instant replies every minute. They need predictable responses. Predictability makes the whole team calmer. Step 4. Tie your disconnect to a deliverable. Before you unplug, you must finish one done for today coordinator action. That could be sending the daily rounds report to the show team, more on that in this book's reporting expectations, updating your task list statuses for anything you touched, confirming who owns a block dependency and what they need next. Step 5. Use one quick next morning priorities note. Write 3 bullets max: what moved today, what's blocked, and who owns the unblock, what you want first tomorrow. This note prevents the doom scroll back into work habit after hours. Concrete example with numbers: Victor A. Setup: Victor changed his day to these times: 9 o'clock to 9:20 a.m. email sweep, 12:30 to 12:50 p.m. dependency sweep, 4:40 to 5:10 p.m. final email pass, 5:15 to 5:45 p.m. disconnect, no email, no Slack, no ShotGrid/Flow updates, 5:50 to 6:20 p.m. daily rounds report plus task status updates, 6:30 p.m. cutoff outcome. He stopped carrying urgent messages into the night, and he started sending cleaner end-of-day updates because he finished them before disconnect. His follow-ups also improved. He wrote fewer just checking emails because he already knew what he'd cover the next morning. Ask yourself, what time do you actually want to be done, and what coordinator action do you need finished before that time for your team to trust the handoff? Practical takeaway: pick one end-of-day cutoff time and protect a 30 to 60 minute disconnect block every day. When you connect your disconnect to a deliverable, you stop feeling guilty about leaving. Try it yourself. Build your ideal daily schedule with a real cutoff. You don't need to reinvent your life. You need a schedule you can follow even on busy days. Use this one-page ideal daily schedule as your starting point. Adjust start/end times based on your studio's hours. Keep the disconnect window and cutoff time consistent. Ideal daily schedule. Example, times can shift with studio priorities, 8:45 to 9 a.m. Open your task list, shot grid/flow production tracking, and skim what changed since yesterday. Goal. Know what might block approvals or reviews. 9 o'clock to 9:20 a.m. Inbox plus messages sweep, email plus team chat. Goal. Capture new requests and new blockers. 9:20 to 10:30 a.m. Coordinate dependencies. Goal. Move pending tasks forward, flag anything blocked, and confirm ownership. 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Artist, supervisor check-ins. Goal. Clarify what needs priority today and what can wait. 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Update tracking tasks. Goal. Keep task statuses accurate so the team trusts the completion picture. 12:30 to 12:50 p.m. Midday email sweep. Goal. Send short replies that unblock people. 12:50 to 2:30 p.m. Review prep plus priority adjustments. Goal. Line up what you need for dailies and review notes. 2:30 to 4:10 p.m. Dailies plus review follow-through. Goal. Turn notes into next actions immediately. 4:10 to 4:40 p.m. Consolidate next morning priorities. Goal. Decide what you will push tomorrow and what you cannot. 4:40 to 5:10 p.m. Final email pass. Goal. Close out anything urgent before you unplug. 5:15 to 5:45 p.m. Disconnect block, 30 minutes minimum, 60 max. Goal. Fully away from workstation and messages. 5:50 to 6:20 p.m. Daily rounds report plus end of day tracking updates. Goal. Summarize what moved, what's blocked, and what comes first tomorrow. 6:30 p.m. Firm cutoff, stop work. Goal. Leave the rest for tomorrow, no quick check loopholes. Render note. If your day includes overnight renders, plan your render management work earlier. You need to predict and log the estimated submission time for artists, so render wranglers, the team running render queues, get priority lists early. Don't wait until the job finishes to tell them it's ready. Completion check. Do this at the end of your first day with the schedule. You sent your end of day reporting by the cutoff time. You completed your disconnect block without checking messages. You wrote 3 bullets of next morning priorities. Practical takeaway. Your schedule should end with an off switch. If you can't stop at the cutoff time, you don't have a schedule, you have a suggestion. Common pitfalls that break work-life balance in VFX coordination. Pitfall 1. I'll disconnect once I catch up. Cause. You treat caught up like a finish line. In VFX, new tasks arrive while you work, so the finish line keeps moving. That keeps you at your desk longer, and it turns your disconnect into guilt. Do this. Set a cutoff time and plan a disconnect block before it. Tie disconnect to a specific deliverable, like your end-of-day report or a tracking update. Not this. Keep working just until one more email, then realize it's 7:40 p.m. and you haven't eaten. Quick warning sign. You start replying slower and writing shorter, harsher messages. That's usually fatigue, not lack of skill. Pitfall 2. You disconnect, but you still half-check messages. Cause. You step away but you keep your phone in your hand or you refresh email while you eat. That doesn't reset your brain, it keeps the stress loop running. Do this. Create a real disconnect rule. No email, no Slack, no shot grid/flow updates during your 30 to 60 minute block. Put your phone somewhere out of reach. Not this. I'll just check one thread. You won't check one. Quick warning sign. You come back with a spike of anxiety and you reread messages you already saw. Pitfall 3. You schedule your day, but you never protect your follow-up rhythm. Cause. Dependencies cross departments, animation, lighting, compositing, VFX, etc., and the work often depends on someone else replying. If you ignore follow-up timing, tasks stall and your whole day gets dragged into why hasn't anyone responded? Stress. Do this. Run a predictable follow-up cycle. Reply fast during your scheduled check-in windows. If someone ignores you, follow up once with a clear next action and a deadline you can meet. Escalate block dependencies using your escalation chain before the block ripples. Not this. Send just checking messages every hour and hope someone magically notices. A simple follow-up script that reduces stress. When you follow up, include what you need. 1 line, what they already have. 1 line, when you need it. 1 line, example. I need the lighting publish for shot 010 task, complates. You already have the version link. Please confirm by 4 p.m. so I can update the tracking task statuses and send the morning priority list. This keeps your message professional and keeps your day from turning into panic. Practical takeaway. Work-life balance breaks when your schedule loses its boundaries or your follow-ups lose their clarity. Fix the boundaries first, then tighten the messages. Closing. Protect your happiness so your department stays healthy. When you run your day with a real cutoff and a real disconnect window, you stop leaking energy into the night. When you follow up with clear next actions instead of frantic just checking, you reduce tension across departments. And when you treat your own mental reset as part of the workflow, your decisions get cleaner, your tracking stays accurate, your priorities stay visible, and your team trusts the plan. The happiness guardrail works because it makes you reliable. Not perfect. Reliable. Next time you feel the urge to push through, ask yourself one question: does this action move a dependency forward today, or does it just buy me stress later? If it's the second one, take the guardrail. Then come back tomorrow with your head clear.